Saudi Arabia is about to transform this piece of desert the size of Belgium into an ultra-luxurious mega resort. Architects are carving villas into cliffs, conjuring up luxurious hotels on sublime beachfronts, and building a huge new airport so that you can get there. With all this comes 70,000 new jobs and a $5.3 billion boost to the Saudi economy. But this resort will be built on ecologically thriving land with many endangered species within its waters, so construction will have to be mindful. Can the developers mix conservation with the ambition they already possess? And can they keep everything energy efficient in one of the hottest and most remote places on the planet? Find out on this episode of Built a Billion. Named the Red Sea Project, this development is being built on the shores of the Tabuk province on an archipelago covering 28,000 square kilometers of land. The Red Sea Project's scale is impressive, to say the least. In Phase 1 alone, 16 hotels will be built on Shura Island, an island surrounded by more than 170 different types of coral. And these coral were the inspiration for the Fosters and Partners designed resorts, rightly named Coral Bloom. The colors found in the reef are incorporated into the hotel's color palette, making the hotel look like it's straight from the sea itself. A 3-kilometer crossing will connect all the Shura Island hotels to the mainland and 2 more resorts, Southern Dunes and Desert Rock. Southern Dunes is your by-the-book ultra-luxurious hotel, but the Desert Rock Hotel will contain villas built into the actual Arabian mountainside. Guests will enter through a hidden valley tucked in between the mountains, exposing them to both nature and the culture of the region. But what good are these magnificent hotels if you can't get to them? Absolutely no good at all. The solution? Building an entirely new international airport. The airport's design is inspired by desert dunes and consists of a series of outward-facing shells. Ideally, this airport aims to be the opposite of the airports we've grown to hate, and it wants to be stress-free. Passengers will undergo a peaceful and streamlined check-in process while being dazzled by a mini oasis that they didn't know that they needed. The real genius becomes apparent when you realize the airport will be located within a 3-hour flight, 250 million people, and within 8 hours of 80% of the world's population. The airport's remote location, 500 kilometers away from Jeddah, means that a new coastal village will be built for the 14,000 employees that will eventually work here. The village is a self-sustaining city with its own catering and medical facilities, and it's already inhabited by the 10,000 people building the project. The Red Sea Development Company wants all of this to be developed and maintained sustainably. They want the entire project run on renewable energy and with as little disruption on the environment as possible. But is that realistic for a project of this size? Well, yes, but it won't be easy. Before we get to that, if you love to hear about all the mega projects of the world, please subscribe to the channel and help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. It'll really help the channel out. Biological diversity is being promoted with the planting of mangroves, coral, and land vegetation. The project's buildings are being designed with the environment in mind, with their designs optimizing energy consumption. The hotels on Shura Island will be manufactured off-site and made from lightweight materials, which will ensure a more energy-efficient construction process. The placement of the hotels is part of the master plan as well, avoiding the mangrove swamps and serving as a massive wall against erosion. At the airport, shaded areas and natural ventilation will reduce the need for air conditioning. The design of the airport includes 5 small terminals, which can be opened and closed depending on demand. Desert Rock will rely on the old techniques of the area's indigenous people. Carving the hotels into the rock will make the hotels naturally cooler, again reducing the need for air conditioning. Rainwater capture systems will also be placed throughout the resort to help regenerate natural flora, and any material that has been excavated will be mostly reused in building construction. 22 islands in the area will be developed, but 75% of the archipelago will not be used. and 9 islands will be used as special conservation zones. There will also be no waste to landfill and no single-use plastic. But what about power? The island will be off the grid, but don't worry. The world's largest battery storage facility is being built so that the resort can run on solar power. 3 seawater reverse osmosis plants will be built, and wastewater will be recycled where possible to be used for wetland habitats. If balancing the construction of an airport, cave hotel, and new infrastructure system in the middle of a desert sounds hard, that's because it is. The engineering and design teams have to be aware of a myriad of factors, like the sun's intensity on a given day, to coastline erosion. The Red Sea project is yet another ambitious Middle Eastern project which has set its goals almost impossibly high when it comes to ecology and sustainability. If it works, this empty region in the desert becomes a new tourist hotspot and becomes a model for building with the natural world in mind. If it doesn't work, it ends up on our list of useless mega projects, and you can check that video out on the screen. So let me know what you think about this mega resort in the comments, and thanks for visiting Built a Billion.